I'm Ryan Gregson. I'm a 4-time Olympian, but I'm not done. I want to be the first Australian in athletics to make 5. I've been running all my life. It's been something that's been a part of what I do for as long as I can remember. But more recently, I became a marathon runner and I became a mother. I have 2 baby boys. Most recently, Freddie came into the world 3 months ago, and I have a wonderful husband who is also an Olympic finalist, Ryan Gregson.
Well, that was a good one.
And I am putting everything into getting back in shape, getting back on to that elite circuit and trying to make my 5th Olympics. So it's race week for me. I am not ready to be in a race, but the type of athlete I am, I really thrive off throwing myself in the deep end and seeing what happens. I think it definitely races my body into fitness. So yeah, being 3 months postpartum and entering into a half marathon does sound a little bit crazy, but I also like a little bit of crazy.
Detaches up here and heads in. It'd be such a nice place for marathon sessions if it was a bit longer.
The thing about Ryan is he is ridiculously professional, extremely type A, and he will do everything in his power to do everything right. And I mean, he was a finalist in the 1500 metres. He's a former Australian record holder. He's done a lot in his career that he should be proud of, but what I love the most is he wants to keep pursuing something that is so challenging.
He's going to train in that shirt. That would just be so hot.
So Tuesday's typically my main track day, week in and week out. Even race week, that doesn't change, but what we tend to do is go to our bread and butter, which is 8 by a K. That's what I've got today, and it's really just hitting 320s. 320s are normally my baseline when I'm coming back for an injury or I'm really unfit, but at the moment that feels like an all-out effort.
It was more like 2022 after my first pregnancy. I found it hard to have the belief I have this time round because I didn't know if I could come back. Whereas this time round, like I know I'll get there. It's just a matter of time and, you know, what race it'll click. I'm totally happy collecting a few big L's until that moment. But I also see progression. Like every race I do, I know I'm going to see a jump, and that's really, really satisfying for me.
Pretty much walk off the track straight into the massage therapist room, have a good hour massage, get the body ready, and then straight into my gym session. I technically wouldn't ever do a gym session race week, and that's something that I haven't done my whole career, but now in this kind of new era of mum life, I need that strength, that injury prevention, so we actually go pretty hard in the gym even in race week. So I ran through my whole session as normal, and we'll cut off the second session of the week, which is normally on Thursday.
Oh, we've got 2 more weeks. Okay.
Yeah, so as long as we'll stop eating for 2 weeks.
Oh my God.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I'm not electrical anymore. Okay. I probably should be, but I'm too tired because my running's really upped.
Okay. Still doing Pilates?
Yes.
Okay. How often?
I try twice a week, but again, every now and then one will slip through.
So what to say, 1 to 2 times per
Yeah.
week? Cool.
Running a marathon is no small feat, and my women's physio, Lisa Birmingham, is like a legend and knows exactly what my body can handle, and she keeps on top of everything week in and week out.
But that's only going to get harder and harder because of the heat.
Yeah, totally.
Baby's healed my body. I think as a professional runner, I spent my whole career banged up and fighting my way through several injuries, whereas now I actually wake up feeling way more agile and limber. But in saying that, I'm so close to injuries if I don't look after myself. After giving birth so recently, like all your ligaments and tendons and everything are much more lax.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate that. Is that me and Ryan? Yeah, cool.
I love going to Melbourne Ryan and I both lived in Melbourne from about 2013 to 2021, and it's so much fun to just, go see everyone again.
I'll be there for Grego, especially at the social after. That's where he's probably going to need the most support, because he's going to be clocking out at 7 p.m. because he's dad mode at the moment.
I feel like I've achieved so much already. I think before becoming a mum, I would have said otherwise.
One more mouthful.
I didn't feel like I had achieved what I thought I could in this sport. But when my whole life changed and I became a marathon runner and I became a mother, more importantly, success was immediately defined so differently. And so for me, I think I'm one of the more successful people in the sport, and that's only because I love what I do. I'm still extremely hungry and passionate about doing more in my sport and achieving more, but I'm also so content if tomorrow I woke up and couldn't take another step. So success for me is what I've achieved, but that doesn't mean I'm not very hungry for more in my field of running.
Direct me to wherever, and you had to change a page, and when it got to the edge of the page it would say go to page 156.
I used to love it because I used to like
Freddie,
geography.
Hey, you know what's crazy is Freddie and Archer will never understand what we're talking about.
Hello, I was wondering, do you guys usually have a pen and a notepad in the rooms?
I don't think we provide it in the room again, sir, but I'm happy to sign up for you now.
Thanks very much.
Yep, no worries.
Thank you, bye.
Bye-bye.
He's probably like, it's 2025, mate.
Can I just do my schedule for my reps?
No worries, sir.
Appreciate that. Yeah, right, Mike.
The night before and the morning of are very sacred times for an athlete. It's where you're trying to make sure your ducks are all in a row, you know exactly what you're doing, and you're leaving nothing to chance on the day. For this race, I came in thinking that 76 minutes was, a very achievable and realistic time. Ryan scoffed at me and told me I had to break 75 minutes.
Ryan sounds like Femke Bowl.
Then my coach came through, Nick Bedeau, and said he wanted me to break 74 minutes. You don't have to worry about time. Time's irrelevant. Except you should aim to break 74.
I'm very proud of this morning. I just sent her a picture of the milk and Steve just said, we're coming now to get it.
We obviously plan out our mornings so that nothing goes wrong, but things are going to happen. For example, poor Steve Gregson comes to collect some breast milk for Freddie and locks himself out of a room at 4:45 in the morning. So, we just roll with it and we just assume he's going to be okay and we leave him at the hotel. We literally did. Yeah, on race morning.
All good?
Just realised I didn't bring any spare clothes up.
That gives me anxiety. Those people are going to be lucky to get even halfway through that line before start time.
Please make your way to gate 1.
Making this quite hard.
My longest run in this prep has been 24K, so I was about to race 21K. I'm racing myself, I'm racing my current fitness, and I have one goal in mind, and that's just to be better today than I was a few weeks ago. I locked into a group of runners just to find that sort of rhythm, and for me it was about switching off and not feeling every kilometre as it came. I'm so used to feeling a lot of pressure, feeling like there's a lot at stake, but with this race I felt so relaxed. I felt like there was nothing to lose whatsoever, and it was really a dreamy race for me to be able to enter that MCG and just be fanging it, trying to dip under 74 minutes so that my coach would be happy was like a big highlight for me, because sometimes I do think I set ambitious goals that might be a bit crazy, so then to achieve them makes me feel like I'm on track and I'm doing everything I need to do to get where I'm trying to go. But I'm really lucky because I always get to cross the line into Ryan's arms. He probably doesn't get to do that very often with me at the end first. It's just really special. He's my biggest fan. He saw the clock, he looked up and he's like, I cannot believe you just broke 74 minutes. You're a beast. And it's just nice to have that kind of constant encouragement and positive reinforcement, even when he has a day that he's not so proud of.
I ran even the whole way.
My heart rate was lower than my threshold.
I love that he's trying to do this with me, and as hard as it's probably beating him to the ground, he doesn't want to give up. He wants to keep seeing what he can do in the marathon just like me, and we're able to share that journey and talk about it inside out as much as we want. It's pretty special.
Had a really good group to run with. Steve Deneen, shout out to Steve Deneen. So I kind of had a pack of like 3 or 4 guys. Archer, just wait 1 second. Well, that's life of a mother. And we started running like sub 3:30s, like continuously. And I was kind of thinking to myself, okay, I think I can break 74. But I just felt really good the whole time. So it was a really positive step. Okay, tell them what pace you ran.
And pace I ran 1 and 5 and 6.
Oh, that's pretty quick. And did you sprint at the end, like Daddy?
Yeah.
And did you use your arms? Show us how you use them in the race.
Like it.
You use them like that? That's pretty good style.
What's this?
What? Sam, how you got this?
Huge.
Yeah, a special thing about competing in Melbourne is we also can all get together. I have a mum's Pilates group, we call it, that Alice Bequee runs, and she got us all together to have a champagne. You know, cheers to all us mums being back out there, and it's just special to have people in it with you. You know, we all are experiencing the same things as new mums and athletes, and yeah, it's a really special time for us all to get together and just have a laugh and enjoy being mums and athletes. I'm happy to sit here and celebrate a 73 half marathon because, you know, from where I'm at, that's really impressive. But at the same time, a 73-minute half marathon is not even close to the halfway split that I need to be doing in a marathon. Women that I'm about to compete against are running sub 220 marathons and going through the halfway in probably 69 minutes. My main goal now is to just fight tooth and nail to get back to fitness and prove to the world that I can be just as good as I was before, even as a mum of 2.